made it. We made it to this moment. I'm so glad you're here. It's This Moment in Music. My name's Hal Walker. Episode 61, can you believe it? I'm hanging out by the compost pile on Wednesday morning. Looking forward to hanging out with my friend Mike Havancic. Super creative musician, artist, all-around creative person. I'm looking forward to this morning with you. Thanks for joining us. Hey, you ever heard about my Patreon page? If you like This Moment in Music, consider supporting us with $3 a month. There's the link right there, patreon.com/Hal Walker. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. Use the comment section freely. Remember, subscribe, like, spread the word. See you in just a minute. All right, thank you. Bye. Yes, it is truly this moment in music. Yes, it is truly this moment in music. Just hold on a second. There we go. Hey everybody, Mike, so glad you're here. I'm glad they gave you some time off this morning. You know, every once in a while I start getting nervous for the show, and then I remember, dude, it's a laid-back musical exploration of the creative process. We just got to lay back and go to the edge of the creative process and explore. So that's where we are. We're in exploration mode. It's all just an experiment. We are experimenting, and my guest today is a real experimenter. I've been watching him experiment for years and years around Kent, Ohio, and on the theme of music. But one thing I want to point out today is a big part of the creative process for me is the workflow. Like, once the workflow, figuring out the right workflow and getting a smooth flow of the creative process is something that I aspire to. And I made a major what do you call it? I made a major upgrade in terms of workflow. And I'm going to share a quick video, and then I'm going to give you a quick tour, a brief tour of my studio. Here is my most recent TikTok. Had a major life upgrade. Watch this.
So I spend a lot of time at my keyboard.
Watch this.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
Oh, it's so smooth.
I love it.
Yes.
I love this. Yes.
Oh. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
look at this.
Yes. I love it. Everyone, I'm going to give you a show of it now. Watch. See if we can make this happen. Here's Epoch. There it is. Let's see. We're upside down. There is my computer. This is the view I get. Way up there, there's my old license plate that says Harpin. But look at this. This is major. Look how smooth this is. Because I'm always working here at the keyboard, and I'm always hunched over. I'm hunched way over. So rather than hunching over now, I just move this thing right into place. I can't tell you how what a transformation this is. I am loving it. Now, one other big transformation I had over here. Guess what? I put a shelf. A small little shelf. Dudes, this is episode 61, and for the last 61 episodes, there's been a pile of crap down there on the floor. And finally, 61 episodes later, I put this nice little shelf there. Yes, it's so good. And this thing just makes all the difference in the world. Oh, and it makes the creative process more enjoyable. I mean, sometimes I'll just sit here and I'll slide this thing back and forth just for my own satisfaction. Anyway, that is my story for today. That is my creative realization. I love it. Yes, good morning. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Kiki-san. I'm not sure who that is, but he says morning. Yes, morning. So we've got a real great gift. We got a special guest with us today, Mike Havancic. He is an artist. In fact, I'll just pop up one of his works right now. He just sent this to me in an email. Here he is. Let's see, what do we got, Mike? Oh, yes! Sweet! Mike, what the heck is that? Mike, are you there? Can you hear me?
I am there. Yeah, I made that this morning.
Dude,
I try to
no!
make, yeah, I try to make art every single day. So it kind of looks like a pompadour or something.
You made that this morning. What did you use? What is it? Is it?
Well, it's a mixture of drawings using templates and things, and coloring in with colored pencils and metallic inks. And then I scanned it and played around a little more with the color balance and the transparency on a computer. So it's mixed media. It's all different things. I try to just flow with whatever I can get my hands on, whatever materials are around me to create. So people often say, "Is that a drawing?" Or "Is that a painting?" And it's usually many things, most of my work.
Mike, it's absolutely gorgeous. Everyone, thanks so much. Good morning, Johanna, my sister. 61 episodes later, she shows up. 61 episodes later, she shows up. Johanna, hello. Hello, my dear sister, my first favorite sister. Thanks for being here, Joe. I'm glad you finally showed up 61 episodes later. No, I'm just kidding. I think she's maybe been to one other one. But we appreciate everyone. Nancy, it's nice to see you. I love seeing everybody. I love this laid-back musical exploration. So let's see. We're going to bring on Mike now. First of all, I'm going to show you. This is Mike and I got together and we made some recordings last night. You're in for a real treat, everybody. I mean, this guy, I love his experimentation quality, his exploration. Here's what Mike and I made together. Him playing the koto, me playing the semi-grand piano. Here we are. Just lay back, relax, grab a cup of water or a cup of tea or whatever you're drinking, and here we go. Mike Havancic. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. When we were playing that last night, I didn't realize how good it was. I could barely hear you, but it sounded nice. That was.
We were doing a COVID session. We were like 50 feet apart.
I know, we were 50 feet apart with. That was
Still
really
worked all right.
sweet. Yes. So, Mike, let's see. Give me just a little bit of the brief introduction to yourself as a musician. Like, what's the 1-minute story of how it all happened? How Mike Havancic came into in the world of
Sure.
music?
As as a little kid, I was fascinated by sound in general and manipulating sound and combining sounds. So it started really just as generating all kinds of things that didn't even necessarily have any kind of melody or anything. One thing I was really aware of, even as a kid, is that so much music, there's a simple repeating melody and a simple repeating beat. And once listeners latch onto that, they often stop paying attention to all the subtle things happening underneath it, and that's okay. That draws people in. But I thought, what if you take those off the center and just explore the sound, and how do you create an emotionally powerful narrative without having like a simple repeating theme or anything, or having a recognizable beat. So I started with that, and then at Kent State, I got while I was getting my degree in psychology, I found they had an amazing department of ethnomusicology. So I studied Chinese music with Chu Chia Chun, and I studied Japanese music with Anne Prescott. And around that same time, I was also working with a Syrian vocalist, Adnan Sila, and I worked with the Egyptian composer Halim El Dab. So I was just immersed in all these, the deep
Wow.
listening from my childhood, and the being open to mixing different cultural elements from this big cultural experience of being in college.
Yeah, I love that word, deep listening. That's what we need here. I'm so up in my head thinking and analyzing and processing, but that deep listening is like paying attention to the way the vibrations are touching my eardrums.
Yes, and there's so many rewards when you go further and deeper. And I worry often about how having those things like a simple melody in the center um, really eclipses our awareness of all those
Huh.
subtle things. I
That's
even
one.
believe that somebody could have grown up listening their whole life to the Beatles, and you could go in and remove and replace the bass line in there, and most people wouldn't notice. And that's I like to really be absorbed in those things. So often my music is trying to pull those things to the forefront, your awareness of just subtle elements in the sound.
Well, the first thing I'm going to play of you is playing the Native American flute. Would you like to say something before this one?
Yes, that was a flute that was made for me by Michael Searching Bear, who's a
Mm.
Native American who was living in this area. And actually, honestly, I bought that flute as a gift for my wife, and I pretty much have not let go of it long enough for her to get to play it, because I just fell in love with it. It's a flute that traditionally is played in like across canyons to communicate with other people, and so it likes big open spaces. So when you and I were recording in the church, I thought, there's a that's our canyon. I'll play it in there.
Yes, here he is, Mike Havancic playing. Is this an improvisation or something you've probably improvised many times before?
This right. This is sort of a pulling together. It's improv, but pulling together some elements that work nicely together.
Let's listen. Nice, Mike. That's very peaceful. I really enjoyed that. I'm glad I have headphones on. It sounds quite good in here.
Good. Yeah, I love that with that flute you can do all kinds of um, puffing and rolling and trilling. It's very expressive, and I like to combine it. I'm very big on combining instruments from different cultures. I love combining it with things like the koto from Japan or the tabla from India, and it just fits anything that isn't loud. It tends to fit beautifully with.
Uh-huh.
I love that equation. Like how do I take these elements from one culture and these other elements from another. Like, for example, that koto piece was in a Middle Eastern scale. And so I'm taking an instrument from Japan, giving it a Middle Eastern scale, and then I might play it with somebody who's doing a rhythm from Ghana or something.
Right, right.
And then you have to problem solve to figure out how to make all those pieces and parts work. So it sounds like a piece of music that's 1,000 years old when it's, made in my living room and, on a Wednesday.
And speaking of musical instruments from around the world, I love your backdrop there. Look at that. Mike Havancik surrounded by the whole world is behind him.
It's the upside of hoarding.
The upside. Yes, I totally relate, man. I totally relate. I've been trying to slim down lately, but it's hard.
Well, if you want to sell any, let me know.
Well, let's listen to another one. We've got a lot of music here. This one is you playing a unique style on the thumb piano, or the kalimba, or the mbira. Tell us.
Yeah, so this instrument is traditionally just plucked, and it's a beautiful instrument. It combines, it's almost like a plucked string instrument with a percussive sound. And so I just have always loved that instrument. But then I discovered a big interest of mine is exploring what else can you do with an instrument besides the traditional kind of thing. And often it unleashes some wonderful things. So with this one, I play it with a mallet, and I tap the wood as well as hitting the tines, and I use my hand to on the sound hole to waver the pitch. So then it gives you a very different kind of sound from what you expect from that kind of instrument.
Well, Mike, before we play it, I want to welcome a very special audience member. Look at who's here with us.
Oh my gosh! Hey, Gabriel.
Hey, Gabriel. Welcome. Glad to have you here. I want you on the show next. Yes, Gabriel is here.
We should tell people Gabriel is part of a group that I was involved with bringing here last year. They're from Kenya, and we got them up here for a month to play a whole bunch of concerts in all different settings. I got to record with them a bit.
That was a magical time.
That's great.
Here's Mike Havancik playing what were you going to call it? Kalimba or mbira?
I call it kalimba. People often say that thumb piano is sort of the white person's word for it. But it has many names in different cultures. I call it kalimba. It's sort of the more commonly used name.
All right, let's listen.
I haven't played this technique for like years, so I'm trying to get back into it.
Mike, it sounds great. It's so smooth. I love that.
Yeah, when you close them like that, when you really hear the subtle wah-wah quality of the sound hole manipulation, and it's very like an underwater flowy kind of sound, and then it creates a pulse with the rhythm. And I've used it with a lot of other quiet instruments, and it works really nicely.
Mike, do you describe yourself as a creative person? Do you feel like you have a lot of creativity in you?
I do. In fact, I'm so involved in being creative that I have to sometimes remind myself to be in the real world also.
You have to rein it in. Rein it in there, buddy.
I do. Well, I'm a mental health therapist, which I love and I'm passionate about. But I have to constantly tell my creative brain, shh, this is not the time, not the time to write an opera. I need to pay attention to this person. And so I'm constantly reeling in it. And then I have this need to, at some point in my day, say, I've done everything for everyone. Now I just need to indulge the creative side.
Yes. I appreciate that. Your daily post, it seems like daily posts of art is just amazing on Facebook.
Thank you.
Really
I do
awesome.
art every day. I do music every day. I often do creative writing most days. So I like that. I call it crop rotation. Maybe I spend a bunch of time on some music, and then I feel a little, burned out on that, and I switch to doing some art, and then and I'm refreshed, and I can go on back to music, things like that. So they all serve each other.
Well, to lead us into the koto, I want to bring up a comment here. Mike Boyd says, "Love the sound of your instruments. Puts me in another world. Do you also play the hammer dulcimer? Sounds like it would be fitting." And I wonder if the hammer dulcimer and the koto are somehow related.
The koto is a board zither. That's the category in the sort of ethnomusic categorization system. And it traditionally is not played with mallets, but of course I play it with mallets. And so it's imitating those qualities of hammer dulcimer. So I'll often do that. I'll take an instrument from one culture, like the koto. Maybe I'll use a plucking style from a Vietnamese board zither, or I'll use hammering like a dulcimer. I use harmonics, which usually are not done on a koto. So I'll pull together all these. I even bow it, which is never done in Japan, except maybe among some modern experimental people. But it sounds beautiful bowed, and so I pull in all these elements on with any instrument and see where I can take it.
Well, let's hear what you come up with on the koto right here. The Koto, koto, from West Africa?
It's from the koto is from Japan. It's from the 16th century. It's made of kiri wood, which is a very porous wood, gives it that mellower sound. You know how so many string instruments are on a hardwood, like rosewood or something. This is on a soft wood that gives it a very gentle kind of tone. And it's a descendant of an instrument called guzheng from China, which is another instrument that I play. So it's got a lot of cousins in the Asian music.
Well, let's listen. Here's the koto. Yeah, sweet. You got some nice fingernails for that, huh? You gotta maintain your fingernails.
I do. You know, traditionally the koto is played with 3 plectrums, and it's to cover the thumb and the first 2 fingers. And one concert, I was playing with the plectrums, and one of the plectrum flew into the audience. And I started doing with my fingernails. I keep long fingernails for other instruments, so I just started doing that. And I realized a lot of what I do is things like a fleck across a bunch of strings using all my fingers. And so why limit myself to the 3 that get a plectrum? So I use long fingernails rather than the little picks that you wrap around your fingers.
Well, here's kind of an out of the blue question, Mike. What is the point of creativity? Like, why do we even do it? Isn't it? Shouldn't we be being more productive and learning more? I don't know. What's the point of it all?
Sure. Yeah, the point of creativity is it's problem solving. It's coming up with original new ideas of thinking. So all innovation, all growth, everything that makes us who we are comes with somebody saying, "I got a different way of doing this," or "I have a solution to this problem." And if we aren't thinking that way, we're doing the same thing over and over again, and we become a stagnant pond of one-dimensional ideas. And as the world changes around us, we couldn't keep up because we're stuck. So we need creativity.
Great answer, Mike. Yeah, that reminds me of this new computer I have, or this new computer holder. You can't see it, but it was a problem. Like, I was leaning over, I was uncomfortable, hunched over, trying to reach for my computer. And this thing came along, and whoever designed this, I want to applaud them. Thank you for designing this. And then I had to solve some problems along the way. Like, how was I going to set it up? And I solved some problems, and now my life is more productive and more useful. I'm more useful to the world because of this.
this space behind me is an example of that. I used to live in a small apartment, and after every recording session or rehearsal, I'd have to pack everything in boxes and shove them in closets. So when I got a creative idea, I would be digging and pulling things out and moving things out of the way, and the creative energy would just be evaporating while I'm doing that. So I have now a music room where when I get an idea, I just grab an instrument and do it.
Nice. The music room. Yes. And this is one of his instruments in the music room. It's a water drum. Apparently, I think this is a metal drum filled with water. Let's listen. Yeah, cool. Is that what it's called, a water drum, or what? Is there a name for that instrument?
It's a water phone, and that was made for me by my friend Richard Waters, which is funny. His name's Richard Water, and he makes all kinds of water-based instruments. It's based on an African instrument made of gourds, but making it out of metal, you get kind of a louder tone.
Hey, Human, I'm so glad you're here. We missed you last week, so I'm so glad you're here now. Hey, Mike, we're running out of time. I want to play the guitar piece though, and have a couple last words with you. Everyone, thanks for sticking around. This moment in music. Welcome everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Continue to use that comment section freely. I love it when people comment. Just say hello. Let us know that you're out there. We want to connect with you. Mike Havancic playing the guitar. Yes, Whiskey Meadow Spike says the water phone is otherworldly. Yes, it is indeed. Here is Mike Havancic. Sweet. Mike, that reminds me of sitting on front campus back in 1990, playing the guitar, coming up with new riffs. Like, oh my gosh, look what's possible.
Yes, and I love that, and I love to play that style with Indian musicians because it has some of those qualities of things like a sitar, and it's very intuitive to play in that style.
Sweet. Well, for the first 60 episodes, I was set on the show needed to end at 11:30. And now I'm realizing in episode 61, why? Why does there is no commercial break. There's no commercial break happening at 11:30.
It's not going to flow into the next show.
It's not going to just flow into the next show. I've been for 60 episodes. I've been so locked into this 30-minute episode. But everyone, thanks for being here. We have a nice crowd here watching today, so everybody, thank you. It's This Moment in Music. It happens every Wednesday and Friday, and my guest on this Friday is a woman from Great Britain named Sim Hamilton, and she's an ocarina player and a visual artist, and just a very unique person. I'm looking forward to our conversation on Friday. So, Mike, this has been great. It's really been a treat hanging out with you. I loved hearing your music last night, recording you. We should do more of that.
That was a good prequel to work on that and then do this.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Everyone, Mike, where can people find out more about Mike Havancic? Are you on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that?
I have tons and tons of my music available on Bandcamp. So if you just do Bandcamp, Mike Havancic. A lot of things there. A lot of it's free because I just want to share. I'm just, it's not about money for me. It's about just sharing with people. So
what is it? Is it bandcamp.com/
/ Mike Havancic.
/ Mike Havancic. And everyone, by the way, I'm pretty sure I got the spelling of Mike Havancic right. It's C before S. Bandcamp.com,
That's right.
Mike Havancic.
That's right. There's a record label that was releasing my work, and I discovered they had the C and the S in the wrong order. Uh-huh. So one of my biggest selling CDs, my name was spelled on it.
Well, thanks, Mike. Everyone, here's Sim Hamilton. Stick around, Mike. I want to say hi after the show. Thank you so much.
All right.
Here's Sim Hamilton, my guest on Friday. Yes, a young woman from Great Britain. We'll find out more about that. Hey, thank you. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. We call them Keepers of the Moment. Gordon, Terry, Nancy, Ken, Jane, Patricia, Mike, and Caroline. Thank you all. And I think recently there was one new addition. Thank you. We always end with a song, and usually people sing along in harmony. Amy, it was nice to see you here, coming and stopping by on Facebook. I'm liking this Facebook and YouTube thing. It seems to be working. I was resistant to it for the first 60 episodes. For the first 59 episodes. Can you believe that? 61 episodes. Here we go. Everyone, thank you so much. Here's the song. It goes like this. You've got a light. You've got a light. What is it again? I gotta move the computer out of my way. You've got a light, you've got a light inside you. Go on your way in peace. So shine that light, the light inside you. Go on your way in peace. The world is waiting in the hope of another day. She will carry you safely through the stumbles and the falls on your way. Just remember that I'm loving you and you're loving me. So as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? Yes, as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? Thank you so much. This has been a real treat. It's This Moment in Music. Have a great day. Thanks, Nancy, Amy, Mike. Let's go. Mike is hoping for 6,000 more episodes. 6,000. Let's see. Divide 6,000 by 2 times a week. How many more weeks is that, Mike? That may be more that may be more weeks than is quite possible. Thank you. Have a great day. See you on Friday. Bye.